Beautiful sunny day, so decided to take the Aventon Aventure on a mountain bike ride. Went to the local single track, gonna meet up with Dustin. Hey, there he is. He's on a proper full suspension e-mountain bike, but we're on the Aventon Aventure. Let's see how this thing holds up. After you, dude. So this is a hardtail, just has front suspension. It's got the fat tires, so I'm sure that's gonna help dampen out some of the bumps. Taking it on some, wider single track, but it'll be fun to see how this does on a somewhat proper mountain bike trail. So far, so good. A little dusty out. Aired the tires down a bit because I didn't want to have them at street pressure. Want to get as much traction as possible. Well, he can jump his bike over things. It's much lighter. Whoa, coming in hot. And I really didn't put it in a high pedal assist mode because I don't want to just launch out of one of the turns. I'm just in one at the moment. Just have a little assist in the flats. And it's so far so good. Chain's a little bouncy because there's no suspension back there. Oh, look at that, made a pass. Now we're in the trees. I like this part. And, all right, so far holding up. That's cool. Little, okay. The hydraulic disc brakes are holding up good. You can hear the fenders and stuff are pretty loud, but you wouldn't really want fenders on a real mountain bike. It's cool to see that this can still hang on a trail like this. And we have the Blackburn fat tire rear rack on there. It's holding up. All right, this is where I'll use some pedal assist. Put in a 2, get through the flat. I mean, it's totally holding up on this trail. This isn't a super crazy serious trail, woo, but it works. Coming in hot. This is fun, just knowing that you can take this bike onto something like this, as well as just ride around town. Makes it pretty versatile. And besides the noise, the tires are holding up. This is wide, which is good for our wide tires. Stop for a little photo break, but we're gonna blast through the section so Dustin can see what it looks like while we're riding through. There it is. Back on the trail. Put us in a little pedal assist 2 to get us going again. Now it's just gravity downhill. And this thing's fun. Like, not the most ideal mountain bike, but it can handle these trails, and we're moving at a decent pace, hitting some little stumps and whatnot. We got to the bottom. We're gonna see how this thing climbs. Gotta do a little traverse over. Hey, look, there's Dustin again. He made that turn, so he got it to the bottom quicker. All right, we are traversing the bottom part of this trail system. Then we're gonna go climb up. The best part about e-bikes, like I said before, especially e-mountain bikes, is the uphill is, I would say, just as fun as the downhill. Usually it's a struggle pedaling uphill on a bike with full suspension or any suspension, but on an e-bike, that just takes that struggle out of the equation. And now you can like go uphill, it's more fun. You kind of get to lean into turns when you get to them. And it just allows you to do more laps. Because the more laps you can do in a shorter amount of time, the more fun you're gonna have. So I'm just in pedal assist 2 right now. And see a little obstacle I'm gonna go for. Woo! kind of made it, almost ran into Dustin, but pedal assist 2. It is bouncy in the back because there's no suspension to suck up those bumps, but we'll be all right. We got the fat tires, and this is fairly mellow. But pedal assist 2, still going 13 miles an hour safely up this trail. Hey, look, this thing's got a throttle. E-mountain bikes do not have a throttle, so they kind of got to pedal the whole time. Now I'm gonna stand up and throttle up this thing. Forgot about that. And that's kind of fun. I'm sure it's gonna be draining my battery, but we're doing this for the purpose of how fun this bike is on these trails. So far, pretty good on the uphill with the throttle. I like to pedal though. Makes you feel like you're getting a workout. And you kind of just that familiar control that you have when you're pedaling a bike. It's a hot day out, but in the shade in these trees feels pretty good. And it's smooth. The front feels very planted with the suspension. It sucks up some of that bump in the road or in the trail that you get. Definitely the rear is a bit bouncy, but the rear fat tire helps. And this is just awesome. You could do this on this bike. Oh, there is that lag that happens with this pedal assist bike with the cadence sensor. So you kind of want to keep the pedal spinning so you don't drop out of that power. On the mid-drive bikes, anytime you put your foot down, you're gonna get power because it has that torque sensor, so your motor's gonna kick in. This one, it takes about 1/2 to 1 spin of the cranks to get it going. So if you get off of it and all of a sudden your engine turns off and you do a little half pedal, it kind of shoots you forward, which if you're not expecting, could throw you off the trail a little bit. And for that reason, I'm gonna stay in pedal assist 2, because I don't want 3 to boost me up to close to 20 miles per hour or something like that. We can cruise up at a mellow 10, 11 miles an hour, which is a lot faster than you would be doing on a bike with no pedal assist. Even a light bike. Like this trail would be good for gravel bikes too. I've done it on a gravel bike. It's fun, but the going up part, not as ideal. And we are at the top of this butte now in some beautiful single track here. I'm gonna go on pedal assist 3. See how these tires handle on some looser stuff. And it's good, like we aired down and that helped a lot. Just to get that grip. You know, some of these turns you can't rail too hard, and even with this does have the fat tires, but it doesn't have really deep knobs. It definitely gives you some traction, but if you were really leaning over, I bet it would slip because this bike isn't fully made for that. And I think we beat Dustin up. Let's see. There he is. I think we were faster than the guy on the real deal electric mountain bike. Cool. Aventon Aventure. Successful on a single track mountain bike adventure. I'm gonna say that was a success for a mountain bike adventure on the Aventon Aventure. Totally worked. We did an adventure in the snow. We've also ridden it all over town. You know, it's not a full e-mountain bike, but if you want to go on a little rip after work down some single track, it's totally going to work for you. One of our lucky subscribers is going to be winning this bike soon, and we just can't wait to see where they're going to take this.